So there are two letters. The first letter says that all Narendra Modi rallies should be taxed. This rally should be taxed. The second one says, and this comes after about 4 hours of the Times Now report, says, sorry, we take back the decision. Now, what was going on there? Why is the government short of money that it wants to tax Narendra Modi rallies, Sanjay Jha?
Arnab, I can tell you that the BJP is extremely politically desperate or intellectually bankrupt to try and get some cheap publicity out of a notice sent by the Excise Department. You know, since Mr. Arun Jaitley is a very eminent lawyer, he'll be fully aware that whether it's income tax or customs or excise or anybody, you know, notices are sent wherever they feel there is any element of nebulousness or a grey area. And, you know, companies or individuals respond to them, and that's how the case is settled. Now, as I can see
the fact of the matter is the Excise Department, comes under the Revenue Department of the Ministry of Finance of the Government of India. So now that you have committed a blunder, you want to distance yourself from it. The government should be fully answerable for it. Excise is under Revenue is under Ministry of Finance. Ministry of Finance is under the Government of India. Yes, Devang.
Arnab, this is not for the first time. This is not for the first time. You had industrialists attending Vibrant Gujarat and they were raided by the Income Tax Department. This is not Sanjay, keep quiet for a minute. And Arnab, this is rather the chor kotwal ko date. First of all, the government issues a rubbish notice on this, and then to tell us that we are motivated for cheap political publicity. Where is the question of cheap political publicity? Everything is covered by news media today. We don't need that publicity. It is automatically gets covered. We don't need to go to any media house. Maybe the Congress does. So, you know, this is ridiculous making such allegations. Sanjay, you should not do it. A spokesperson of your eminence, this does not sound at your level. You know, you can at best take the defense that yes, the department may have made an error and the Congress party has nothing to do with it. But to blame it that the BJP is interested in some cheap publicity and trying to divert the issue on what publicity we get out of a show-cause notice from the Excise Department for attending a rally of Mr. Modi and what kind of public service,
what kind of accusations, start charity begins at home, Mr. Gandhi.
No, please, first of all, learn.
Charity begins at home.
Look,
you should have checked with Mr. Arun Jaitley.
Sanjay, that's the difference. That's the difference. You have taken names of leaders. Sanjay, on this show, that is the difference. You have taken the names of the leaders. I don't take the names of the leaders.
You have a right to send a notice. You have a right to contest it. For God's sake, stop behaving as if you are a
Of course, it has a right to send notice, but can we not look into the motive behind the notice?
Let me tell you,
Sanjay, are not motives to be seen behind notices?
Democracy.
What are you doing?
That's how a good government works, my dear friend.
So why did you have to withdraw such a notice? Why did you issue it in the first place?
You don't know how government
that's
works.
not how a good government works. Sanjay, don't teach me law.
That's why you don't know it.
Sanjay,
learn.
Sanjay, I have practiced excise law for many times to know what happens. What happens? Don't worry. Don't worry. No, don't patronize me, Sanjay. It is unfortunate that you are taking the name of the leaders. I have not taken the name of ministers or leaders on your side. First of all, learn to demeanor and keep the debate at a level where it is debatable and not make it ridiculous. We are not in a shouting match to pin each other down in a high school debate. We are not in a high school debate, Sanjay.
No, 1 minute.
We are not in a high school debate.
For the
learn to intellectually deal with a debate.
Would you apologize for it? No, will you apologize for it?
You want an apology for everything? First of all, do what you are doing. First of all, you understand what do you want an apology for. What do you want an apology for?
You have been charging money for the rallies.
No, you cannot send illegal notices.
And therefore, are you liable to pay a service
tax? This is not journalism.
No, 1 minute. Can you explain this to me?
These are notices under a statute.
Commercial law.
They cannot be sent without reason.
Do you understand commercial law?
They cannot be sent without reason.
Devang, do you understand commercial law? I can explain it to you.
Don't ask me what I understand, Sanjay. It shows how much you understand.
But I want to make a point here, Devang.
I can intervene.
I'm asking you a question.
No, I can intervene if you both let me. There is no point.
No, 1 minute.
You are just debating like a high school student.
I have two questions to both of you. 1 minute. I have two questions. 1 minute. Now, gentlemen, don't say this. Let me intervene, okay? My first question is to the very excitable Devang Nanavati. Actually, both are excitable today. Now, since he has said that he's a lawyer, he practiced excise and all that for a long time. Now, he then knows that according to service tax in Chapter 5 of the Finance Act 1994, Section 66B and 66D specifically, the BJP is not exempt from paying 12% service tax. Since Section 66D, which is the negative list subsection J, certifies, and I quote, admission to entertainment events or access to amusement facilities is the negative list. Now, Narendra Modi rally is not an entertainment event, I'm sure.
But that is...
What? Let's argue technically. No, you said you want to argue technically, then you argue technically.
Arnab, please.
No, you let me complete. Let me complete. Devang, let me complete. I'll take 5 seconds.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is Narendra Modi rally is not an entertainment event. It is not an entry to an amusement facility.
Correct.
So the excise officer is right in saying that, look here, he's right in saying, look here, you are collecting some money. You tell me why I should not put service tax on you. You are saying that by asking the question, that man is taking instructions from Chidambaram.
The big difference is, there are two big differences. Two big differences. The whole premise of a service tax law, first of all, is doing a commercial activity. This is not a commercial activity. Secondly, there must be a
you are taking money. No.
There is no service provided. There is no service taken.
No, 1 minute.
And
is
third,
it true?
These are political donations. They are not
follow-up question.
They are not a charge. There is no ticket fees. There are no entries. That has been clarified in Mr. Jaitley's claim. These are political donations.
No. Be careful. No, 1 second. In the Kolkata 5th February Kolkata Brigade Ground Rally.
Because there are no service providers and no service takers. But please let us not discuss excise laws. You also know that this was a ridiculous notice. Sanjay also knows, my dear friend, and everybody knows that this was an error made, and this is an error which has been
you are saying it's a political reason. Fine. What I'm saying is...
If it was not such a big error, we would not
No, Devang Nanavati, my question is it a question of a conscientious officer doing rule book law, or is it some political motive? You allege political motive. Arun Jaitley writes...
No, there is no rule book law. A conscientious officer must study the law, examine the statute, apply his mind, and make a reasoned order, and not an irrational, ridiculous against the statute law.
In the Kolkata...
It's not that the conscience of an excise officer only works.
Devang, if you say these are voluntary donations, 1 minute. If you say these are voluntary donations, now I have another accusation against you. You say these are voluntary donations. According to the Economic Times report on your February 5th Kolkata Brigade Ground Rally, now you have to listen to the question. Front row seats were sold online starting from 100 rupees. Now, if you are saying they are voluntary donations, why are you putting a price to front row seats?
People give, yes, they are voluntary donations. Where they are donations, they are not sold. You are using the wrong words, Arnab. That's the problem. You may look, a fact happens where people give political donations. They want to attend those political rallies. Some people may take it as political donations. You will view it as no, they are sold. Well, that's a view. Let it be there. There may be a counter view, but that certainly doesn't give a right to a tax department to say that there is a service provided by a service provider to a service taker.
And the question,
where is the commercial
now, Devang, my question to the Congress.
Provider, where is the service taker?
My question to the Congress, Sanjay keeps raising his hand.
And Arnab, Arnab, if there are any questions, I have to leave in 2 minutes, so please ask me the last question. I will also take 3 minutes. You listen to Sanjay Jha's reply, okay, in 3 minutes. Sanjay Jha, I have just one question for you. Now, you say what was done was right. Rule book taxation, right? Then if this is rule book taxation, you tell me one thing. Within 2 hours of the Times Now report comes a retraction. I mean, where is the consistency? In other words, it can be argued that you were trying to irritate the BJP. You were caught red-handed. The matter came out in the media. You realized you scored a self-goal and you retracted. And now you are trying to put a brave face after all of this. Sanjay, I want your response on that or any other point that Devang raised. 2 minutes on this Newshour Debate. Yes, Sanjay, your turn.
Well, Arnab, let me tell you, all this political conspiracy allegation by the BJP is absolute hoax. It's complete rubbish. And let me tell you why. It's very simple. Mr. Modi has started collecting funds. Now, they changed the definition of delegate fee and explained it as a voluntary.
If you want, who's stopping you from asking Rahul Gandhi's people attending Rahul Gandhi's functions to pay money?
No, just 1 minute.
Why don't you ask for people to donate when they come to Rahul Gandhi's functions?
Supposing the BJP says, no, let me just explain. Supposing they take the Hyderabad rally, they said we are raising money to donate it to the Uttarakhand.
Then why did you withdraw the notice?
Victims.
Sanjay, if it is so right, why did you withdraw the notice?
Right to ask,
why did the department withdraw the
did
notice?
you invest? Did you actually give the money for a donation?
But why did it withdraw it then?
Because
why did it withdraw it if it is so right?
And a bureaucrat has to do his job.
If this is chargeable, why did he withdraw it? Sanjay, I will not permit you to speak ridiculous statements today on the Newshour.
All right.
Because on an intellectual
well, let me tell you, I think Devang, you are very embarrassed by Mr. Arun Jaitley's statement. And by the way, if an officer feels that
it is not embarrassment, Sanjay.
He has a right to
Sanjay, you always reduce debates to such a low level,
appreciate
which makes us the laughing stock.
Why do you always see a conspiracy?
Let's keep the debate on an intellectual level and let's talk about real issues, serious issues, and I will appreciate them. But if you make this ridiculous point, nobody is going to listen to you. Keep on blabbering,
no problem. He's facing many accusations. So anytime he's castigated or criticized, he takes it very personally.
Okay.
I think you got to wake up, get a little mature.
Now, gentlemen,
the election is about to start. Let's fight as gentlemen. You don't have to be
You are
so
getting
crude and
personal.
intemperate.
You are hurt by Mr. Jaitley's rather sharp comments and sharp criticism of the Congress party and its
Sanjay Jha
made us saddened because I
and you have no
Mr.
answer to
Jaitley
it.
as a lawyer.
Sanjay Jha and Devang Nanavati. Sanjay Jha and Devang Nanavati, maybe the Congress party really, in this case, maybe not directly responsible, but there was a goof up without doubt. There was a goof up, it was withdrawn. I say there was a goof up. Sanjay Jha says no. Devang Nanavati, high conspiracy, however. Your allegation that Mr. Chidambaram somewhere is sitting and planning all this out may be a little hyperbolic. Gentlemen, thank you very much for joining me on debate number 2 and
I have not used any names. I have only said that the Congress party has tried everything to get Mr. Modi into trouble.
You've insinuated. Okay, the third debate on why there was a blackout in Parliament today is happening on the other side in a few minutes. Come back on the Newshour.